So I wanted to talk about my favorite books of 2025. I read 55 books, and as you can tell by the thumbnail, there might be some controversial ones and also some that are obvious, because you know Sunrise on Reaping. One of the best books of the year, hands down. Oh my gosh, we'll get to Hunger Games. But I made my top 5 books, so let's get on with it. So let's talk about the ones that are on the thumbnail. And let's start with Hunger Games, because I just want to talk about Hunger Games. Okay, there is a conspiracy going on right now about how Plutarch is going to be the next book. I would love a book over him. He has been through everything. But also, that book is really sad. And now that I'm not thinking about Plutarch anymore, I'm thinking about how sad I am about Haymitch, because Haymitch went through way too much stuff. And just understanding why he is the way that he is, that was a lot, and I did cry. I did. But Suzanne Collins, she did the damn thing. She always does the damn thing. I want her to keep on writing. I enjoyed Hunger Games whenever I was in high school, and I'm still enjoying her books. So you keep on going, girl. And then the controversial one will be from She Who Shall Not Be Named. I know. I've never read Goblet of Fire, and it's actually my least favorite out of the movies, but reading the book changed my perspective, and I was never really sad in the movie, but I cried during the book, during that scene. And I don't know, I know she's awful. I do not support her at all, and it's really hard, and she's really popular over Harry Potter, and I love Harry Potter fanfic. I will read that too, and it's am I part of the problem? I don't know. But Goblet of Fire was so good. That's all I'll say about it. Controversial one is, okay, so Zodiac Academy has some haters, but also has some lovers, and I am one of the lovers. And I started it the year before, so 2024. So in January of 2025, I read Live and Let Lionel, and I was honestly procrastinating that book because I was like, I don't want anything to do with Lionel. I have never hated a character as much as I hate Lionel. Lionel's literally the worst. Lionel is just the problem of everything, and everything he does, and he doesn't do nice things. He's a very evil man, and I hate him. And I was like, why do I want to have a book about his point of view? But then I ended up really loving it, and I would recommend it to anyone who's reading it. You should read that book. However, have I read the 9th book? No. And I read this book a year ago, and I still haven't read the 9th book, but that's because I don't like things to end. I never watched the last season of Dexter. And some people were like, hey, maybe you should keep it that way. And I was like, okay, I will, because I really love Dexter. And I really love Zodiac Academy. And I just don't want it to end, but maybe this will be the year that I read the 9th book. We'll see. So now I have 2 books, more of the... Was it the most amazing book? Probably not to somebody, but to me it was. And I don't know, I came across a TikTok of the author of When She Escaped, and I went into it totally blind, and I had such a fun time reading that book, and that's why I would recommend it if you're into a thriller situation. However, I would recommend going into it blind, so I won't go into details about it, but I loved it. Okay, and then this next book I have had on my TBR for years, for my October TBR, years. Read it during spooky season. So last year I was like, okay, I'm gonna finally read The Last House on Needless Street. What was that? I sobbed, 5 stars, but I sobbed. I was ready for a cozy, spooky read or something, or at least maybe something scary, or I don't know, but that book was traumatic. That book was trauma, and I loved it, and I ate every bit of it. However, I wouldn't really put that on an October spooky read. You should read it any time of the year.